Morning, guys. Happy Monday. I hope everyone had a great weekend and was able to get outside and enjoy the wonderful weather that we had. It was really nice outside. We spent a lot of time in our house cleaning down our garage and getting everything kind of ready for spring and hopefully summer here shortly. So, this today's homework isn't too difficult. It'll be pretty normal stuff. Nothing I don't think anyone will be able to not be able to handle. Just a reminder, over the weekend you should have picked out a book for a book report. So if you haven't done so, make sure you get that. I'm really, it might be a lofty goal, but I'd like everyone to have their book read by a week from today. So by next Monday, have your book read. And I'm going to send home some email a form that you can fill out after you're done with your book. So please make sure you do that. If you have questions about that, I kept that link there that you can go to that link and find books online, or you can pick a book that you already have. So make sure you're doing that. Also, today you can start your new unit in spelling. Unit 26, you do the first page today, write each word 2 times for practice. I'm also, later on this afternoon, I'll have all the words uploaded on that Spelling City. I'll send out the link tomorrow with regards to that, so you can practice um, and do the different games on there to help practice those words. So I'll be doing that later on today. All right, so you can be watch for that later on this evening. I will be on my Zoom meetings the normal times today. This week I'm going to be switching them up a little bit because of Holy Week. So there will not be an evening Zoom on either Thursday or Friday because I'll be watching church at that time. So we'll only have them in the morning on those days. I may switch them and only do one Zoom meeting a day, just depending on who's available on those times. So we'll see. I'm not 100% yet. For your homework, kindergarten first today, you're going to be working on patterns, and you can see your page here. You got to do this in an A, B, B, C pattern. So you're going to pick 3 of your favorite colors, and you're going to color each block in a pattern. So you're going to go red, green, green, blue, red, green, green, blue, red, green, green, blue. So you're going to take one color and color it 2 of them, and then the other 2 are going to color them out. So you're going to start at the very beginning and do your pattern. So you're going to go red, green, green, blue, red, green, green, blue, all the way around, okay? Shouldn't be too hard. Then on the back side, you're dealing with nickels. And if you remember, nickels are worth 5 cents, okay? So this will help remember this. You have 5, and if we have 2, you have 10. 3 would have 15, and 4 you have 20. So don't forget 5, 10, 15, 20. And also, we always want to make sure when we're done writing that number to trace the cent sign, because it shows us how that we're dealing with the money. So make sure you put that number looks like a backward C or like a C with a line through it. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Make sure you count those up and write how much they are each box has, how much money that is, and write it on the line. All right. You can always do extra worksheets with that, counting by 5s, writing your numbers by 5s. You can color things in patterns and all that stuff as well for extra work today. Okay. First graders, your math today is very simple. You have your assessment, so that means you only have one side. The first one is the fact assessment number 13. It's just a bunch of adding and subtracting problems there. And then for fact assessment number 18, the top part you're going to be writing, it says there's 4 books on the table. Patty put 3 more books in the closet. How many books were left on the table now? So draw me 4 books. If you took 3 of them away, cross off 3, so we know that's a subtraction takeaway problem for your number sentence, and then how many books are left. Number 2, you got to tell me how many more pink hearts are there than red hearts. Number 3, how many groups of 10 are there in that box and then how many extras, and then how many altogether. 4 is just a bunch of adding problems, and 5, remember, adding straight down and then writing that number on the line. Like I said, it should be a very simple assignment today. I don't think anyone should have any difficulty with it. For your phonics today, you're working again with the letter A. And remember we said the other day that A can be in lots of different sounds, can make the letter A. Today you're going to look at AY, okay? sometimes like the word I get the word play. Okay, if I write the word play, the A-Y makes the A, long A sound. Okay, so that's on the first page, 163. And on 165, you're circling the word that goes with it and writing it on the line. Write it nice and neat. You guys did a good job on that on Friday. 164, you're going to circle the word that matches each picture. Again, not too hard. On number 165, you have to decide, is it an A with a silent E at the end, an AI, or an AY that finishes each one of these sentences. Now, I'll give you a clue. If it has just one letter, then it usually, like hey, then you know it usually ends with an AY. If there's a letter, blank, letter, blank, then you know there's a A and an E. If there's a letter, blank, blank, letter, and there's a big space, that's usually the AI, all right? So be very careful there. The only time you'll use the AY is if there's only one letter. That'll help you there as well, okay? And then the backside, you got to follow the columns. The first column is all A blank E. Second column is AI. AY is the third column, and then another A blank E. So you got to rewrite the whole word, all right? So I'll show you that picture. So like this one, you have to write the letter that goes in the beginning and the end there for the AI. AY, you got to figure out what letter starts it. All right? Shouldn't be too hard, I don't think. All right, that's all for first grade today. Second graders, you're going to be looking at your math today, and today you're going to be looking at rounding a number. Okay, if you look at number 2 on your paper, it says, let me write these numbers. You have the number 17. And I wrote the number counting by 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. If I have the number 17 is between what two numbers up here? I'll go right here, right between the 10 and the 20. So I'm going to write the 10 in front of it and the 20 behind it, right? So 10. Okay. Then we look at the 7, that back number, and if it's 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, if it's one of those numbers, you use the smaller number. If it's one of the big ends at the 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, you use the bigger number. Well, it's a 7, so that means you use the bigger one. That means it's closer. 17 is closer to 20 than it is to 10. Okay? So let's try one more. Let me do another one. We're going to do a couple of these, actually, I think. Let me erase some of this. All right, our number to now what we'll do is 41. Okay, so we have the number 41. Okay, well, 41 is the first number. We just change the 1 to a 0, 40. And then what comes after 40? 50. So I write a 50 there. Okay, so it's between 40 and 50. And then I circle the 1 because that's the one we're going to look at, right? And because that's a 1, that's closer to 40 or 50. That's closer to 40. So that's our answer, is 40. Okay? All right, so let's try one more. The number's 34. Well, I'm going to keep the 3 the same. Make it a 0. So it's 30. And what comes after 30, when you count by tens, is 40. All right, what number are we going to look at? We're going to look at the 4. Oh, look at the 4 means we use the smaller one because that's closer. So Your answer is going to be 30. 34 is closer to 30 than it is to 40. All right, so that's on number 2. That's what you're going to be doing. Shouldn't be too hard, I don't think. Um, Number 1 is just a little word problem you should be solving. Number 3, make sure you write color in the cars or draw the cars in. Remember, if you look at the chart there, it says 1 car equals 2. So like 2, 4, 6, 8. So if I said 8, you only draw 4 cars in that blank. Don't write all of them, okay? Number 4, you got to solve them and then have the mouth eat the bigger answer. Or if the answers are the same, put the equal sign. 5, which one of those instruments would we use to take your temperature? And then 6, you got to rewrite the problems. Be careful, like with the last problem on the bottom of page A, that it says, let me erase my board so I can show you how to do that one. It says 7 plus 36, and you got to rewrite that problem. Remember to make sure you add up or write your problems the right way in between the dotted line, because the 7, a lot of times people will put it in the wrong spot. So the 36 is going to look like that on top, but where would the 7 go? Would it go under the 3 or would it go under the 6? Well, 7 is in the 1 spot, so it would go here. So make sure you have it look like that when you add it up, okay? Don't put it underneath the 3, because that's where you'll get a mistake there, okay? They're trying to trick you. And also don't forget on the first one, 31 minus 14, the first problem that you would subtract is the 1 minus 4, but can you take 4 pieces of candy away from me if I only have 1 piece? No. So you have to borrow. That's what we did last week. On the back side, I think everything else is just exactly the same stuff, just different numbers, okay? For your language, it's pretty simple, or phonics, sorry. You have 2 pages in phonics today. You're going over the same sounds we had last week. So first part, you got to take the words from the box and match them with each clue. And then on the 146, you're working with the aw sound again, either the AW or the AU. And you got to write the word that goes with each one of those pictures. And then same thing for 147, those same words. You're going to match the word that goes with the clue. And then on the back side, this is the EA sound. Sometimes we would think EA makes the E sound, but not in this one. It's going to be like the picture up there, bread, eh. The EA makes the sound. So you need to use those words and write those words underneath each one of those pictures. I think you'll use each word 1 time, so make sure you cross them off, okay? All right, that's enough for 2nd grade today. 3rd graders, you're doing exactly the same type of math that you did on Friday, dividing things in half. Remember we said if I had 14 pennies and I was dividing them amongst 2 friends, well, 2 times what gives us 14? The answer was 7. But remember, you could write that in a couple different ways. Yesterday I showed you how you could write it. Your division problem, it looks like that, and then your answer goes on top. So there's going to be some problems, I think, like that today on your assignment. So make sure you're pretty careful with that. When I looked at your assignment for today, it doesn't look like there's anything that's going to be too tricky. Make sure you're writing your dollar signs and all that good stuff for the first couple problems. Number 5 deals with the clock up there. 6, you got to write some multiplication problems there. 7, write it in expanded form. Remember, that's like 300 plus 40 plus 2 is 342. Number 8 is 2 multiplication problems, and 9 is a multiple choice, starting with 10. 11 shouldn't be too hard. 12, you got to write a fraction for each one of those and then put those fractions in order from the smallest fraction to the biggest. On the back side of on page 454, area, again, for number 13, using the square. 14, you got to change that into a multiplication. 15's multiplying. I think everything else there should be fairly simple. Just to be careful on number 20 that you're measuring using not inches but centimeters. Remember, that's the 1 to 30 side on your ruler, not inches. Don't use your inches side, okay? All right. 3rd graders and 4th graders, or 4th graders, your math, I think Mr. Wasser had you scheduled for a test today, so I think he'll be sending a link, or you guys know how to get onto that and whatnot, okay? And then the last thing is for language today. We are working with some different parts of a story. Setting, where the story takes place, characters, who's the story about, and then the last one is one that we don't really talk about a whole lot, is the word plot. Plot means what are some of the events that happened in that story. All right. So what you need to do for the first part is they give you an example of one of those, and you need to tell me, is that a character, is that the plot, or is that the setting where the story takes place, and just write that word down. You have to do that for all of them, 11 through 27. And then 28 through 32, I want you, it says to think about either Hansel or Gretel or Cinderella. You could do one of those, or you could do one of your favorite stories that you can think of and answer those questions down there. Okay. It shouldn't be too hard, I don't think. I think it's pretty simple. Simon, this is something that's going to kind of get us ready to do our book report later on this week, because those are some of the things that are very important when you deal with those with your book reports. So we'll be doing that as well. Tomorrow we'll be working a little bit more with quotations, which is going to be a little bit more tricky. Well, I hope that's about it for today. I hope everyone has a great Monday. I will be posting another devotion later on this afternoon, so please watch for that. This week also I have some other newer concepts that are going to be coming out. I have some other ideas that we're going to be working on with social studies and with regards to science. Don't forget, tomorrow Mystery Doug will be live. So I think it's at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I would encourage all of you to go. He's going to be doing a live science lesson for everyone. So I'll put that in this evening into my link with the homework. So that way everyone has an opportunity to go check that out. So it should be pretty cool. Otherwise, I pray everyone's staying healthy and not driving each other crazy, and continue to work hard. I've been looking over the homework. Very good job so far. So keep up the good work, guys. And we'll get through another week. All right. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.